Hi, this is Kim Hilton. Thank you for joining me. My question for today is, how do you know you can stand the test? Well, we say we can do it. We say we believe it. We say we know it. But how do we really know for sure? Many of us are very comfortable and overall have been minimally without. Maybe our budget was tight when young and had small children at home. Maybe our electric was turned off for a few days, and maybe we had to wait to go to the grocery store 1 or 2 days, or maybe even several days, instead of doing it right when we wanted to, but we were still able to go, and we still had food. But truthfully, our basket, compared to many in the world, has been quite full. The only way to truly know if we believe what we say we believe, if we know what we say we know, and we do what we say we can do, is for it to be tested. How does an athlete know if he can run in record speed, if he trains and prepares and isn't tested? How would he know? How does a skilled seaman know his ability at sea without instruments? He studies and trains and is tested of his skills. This reminds me of several years ago. I was on a Caribbean cruise and we received a personal invitation to go on a personal tour of the bridge, which is the main control room of the cruise ship. We were the only people in the room, and there was this handsome Italian officer in his uniform showed us around. It truly looked like a modern-day large Star Trek room. It was really neat. And as usual, I have always been one to ask unique questions of people that I meet for the first time, especially that hold some sort of a position, because I'm always wanting to learn things. So I ask things like, what is the hardest thing you've had to do? Have you ever had to jump in the ocean off the ship to save someone? Along with several other questions, as I was looking at these posters on the wall showing the speed of the waves based on how they looked, it was very interesting, which prompted me to ask this question. I asked him, if the instruments went out and there was no electricity and the ship was in the middle of the ocean, could you bring the ship back to shore? This handsome, tall Italian officer, dressed in his crisp white uniform, looked at me almost stunned. With this strong accent, he answered, "Why, of course." Before I could get a great follow-up question in, he says, "I have trained under the stars." You see, it is when without that we apply the training. It is without when we know our strength. It is when without that we find trust in all that we've read, talked, and studied and trained. It is when without that we begin to understand faith. Can you be content without a full basket? Can you be content with little food? Can you navigate your ship with no instruments because you have trained with God's Word hidden in your heart? Understand that things are and will be getting harder on Christians. Are you prepared? Are your plans in place? Are you trained and deep in God's Word so that you can navigate when all else fails? Psalms 119:105 tells us, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." Why is it a lamp and a light? Because the instruments will go out and we will only be able to rely on one true truth that we know, God's holy word. God, I am so ready for the real faith, the real walk, the real connection, the real life of the real Christian. Strip me of the comforts of this world, my warm home, my full plate, my buildings filled with things, my machine with 4 wheels taking me at my command. And I pray when without it all, you find that I am who I say I am. When stripped of everything, I can say I have it all. When stripped of everything, I remain faithful. When stripped of everything, I hunger only for you. And when stripped of everything, may I still die screaming your name. God, use me. May I be trained. May I be who I say I am. May I be able to do it when all else fails, because I've trained with the stars. I've trained with your holy word. I've trained in my heart so that when there's nothing else left, you're inside me. And I know who my navigator is and what I'm using to navigate me in the dark. Your holy word. A word that is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. You can always reach me through my website at onetruechurch.org. That's the number 1truechurch.org. You can find me also on Twitter, Kim Hilton Author, or on Facebook, One True Church Community. Lots of ways to find me. This is Kim Hilton. God bless you.